Yo, what's good guys, VENM here, back from the video, and today I'm be bringing you guys my gun bunch tight end mini scheme. Now, bunch tight end is a formation that I've been running since last year, and I think it's a pretty good formation again this year. There's a lot of good quick posts, corner routes, and routes of that nature. I'm going to show you guys all of my favorite setups, passing and running, the best way overall to just use this formation to the best of your ability. So, here we are in the bunch tight end. One thing I did that you probably noticed is that I just subbed in the fastest receivers, so I actually even put Raheem Mostert at wide receiver. The 49ers don't have too much speed, but we also got J.J. Nelson in there. Anyways, let's just go into our audibles. Also, this is going to be in the New York Jets offensive playbook. I think there's a couple of other playbooks with tight end corner. I think Detroit might have it. Again, don't quote me on that. But really, you want tight end corner. So Raiders doesn't have tight end corner. And certain playbooks will not have this, but tight end corner is the play you want. Here's a look at the audibles. You actually don't have to change them at all. They're just fine default, which is always nice. And the other play I'll show is X spot. We'll hop into that a little bit later. I'm going to start out with beating zone coverage, and then later in the video we will talk about man coverage. But yeah, let's just start out in the tight end corner play. And this is going to be particularly good against the cover 2 defense. It'll beat it in multiple ways. And starting out just the base setup, what you will do is just put your running back on a wheel and streak the slot wide receiver right up the middle. The slot receiver will beat cover 2 for a one-play touchdown. And then again, keep that in mind that I don't have a middle third on the field, so if they sub in their linebacker or if they put their linebacker in an inside third, then that will not be open. But I've seen a lot of people run cover 2 against me, and they don't really be putting their linebackers in the middle thirds all that often, especially this year with how hard it is to use her. They want all the help that they can get underneath. I'll show it one more time, and again, the reason that this works so well against cover 2 is because you got this corner out with Deebo Samuel, and pretty much what the corner outs do is they sort of stretch the deep halves in a cover 2 to the left and right numbers. We want them as far outside as they can get, and pretty much that will just open up Raheem Mostert up the middle of the field. You see, even though that free safety doesn't necessarily get as far to his side as the strong safety does, he's still going to be, wide open. He still is able to get enough separation for the touchdown. As far as the other routes, take a look at Deebo Samuel. He will be wide open every single time against cover 2 on that corner out. Very good corner out. It's sort of, it's not going to be necessarily a great man-beating route, but it is still one of those very fast-breaking corner routes. I'm sure you can see in the play art how it would, not be the best corner out to beat man coverage, but nonetheless, it is still a very quick break animation, and you see it's just quick enough to where the cloud flat will not be able to get back. Obviously, the out route is sort of our, clear out or just our distraction for that cloud flat, and it really does just open up Deebo Samuel right there. Again, running the play one last time, or for this setup, look how much separation you have. Very good against cover 2. If anybody's ever running cover 2 against you, this is a play that will get them out of that very, very quickly. So, the last part of tight end corner against cover 2 I will talk about is just this high-low on the right side. So pretty much we have 3 reads in this play. We have the corner route with Deebo Samuel. Obviously, if they set their zone drops on cloud flats to 20, 25 yards, then this out route will be wide open. Our first read really is Raheem Mostert up the seam, though. I will say that because if you ever have a chance to go upstairs, you always got to look for that. So your first, look on this play will be, is a linebacker in an inside third, can I attack vertically up the field? If not, you got Tevin Coleman on this wheel route, which you put him on. I'm not even sure if I mentioned that, but you have corner to wheel. The corner route or the wheel route is going to be wide open pretty much every time. Look at that. It's a walking 10 yards. And, pretty much what you're doing is you're forcing your opponent to just go ahead double flat. And that's what you want. You want him, so you run it enough times, you get him to double flat. What I mean by that is he will throw a hard flat and a curl flat on the field, or a cloud flat and a curl flat, and he'll set his curl flat adjustment to, say, 5 yards. Then, he's leaving himself susceptible to inside the numbers passes. So what I like to do is I'm going to smart route B, get ourselves a little bit of a shorter post. Then I like to throw A on a little bit of an in route. I actually keep the wheel route. So it's going to look like this. I like to motion Kittle out a little bit. You don't have to do that, but that's something that I do just to get better spacing on the field. But look at that. Raheem Mostert, that post route is very, very solid to get in between the zones, and you see the vert hook's not really going to defend it that much because we have the in route with George Kittle. And again, in this setup, they see you going with this a lot. There's not really a reason to hard flat on the right side, so the reason that I throw Coleman there is in case they just play super far over the top. But look at that. You can even hit him as a crossing route. We did get hit as we threw there, which is the reason for the bad animation. But yeah, it's pretty much the setup for tight end corner. Again, I did spend a lot of time on that. I apologize, but it is definitely the best play in this formation, in my opinion. Anyways, let's just hop into the inside zone now. Inside zone, what you want to do, this is actually a very good inside zone. I've just ran this a lot online, and I was able to pick up a lot of yardage when I can, especially in this year. A lot of people running dollar, 3-3-5, 3-down lineman formations. It's very effective against those in particular. But one thing you want to do is if you're, say, using a right-handed QB, make sure that you run this with your bunch on the left side. If you run it flipped, I'll show you how slow the handoff animation is compared to the other one, and just take a look. You can also actually motion these guys, which is nice, but looks like a lot slower animation. Again, if you weren't necessarily paying attention, if you didn't know this, you probably won't be able to notice it just watching it. It's a lot more noticeable running it on the field, but look at that. Boom, quicker animation. I'm able to get outside, and it really does make a huge difference. So I just always recommend that you run inside zone when you're on the right hash mark. If you have to run on the left, you can, but you do have a bigger chance to get hit in the backfield because of how slow the animation is. Not sure why that wasn't fixed by EA, but it is what it is. So that's the inside zone. Anyways, let's move on to our PA boot over, and this is going to be a cover 3 beater, so I'll catch you back. Alright, here we are back out on the field, and I am in the PA boot over play. Definitely my second favorite play out of this formation, but what I'm going to do is show you how to beat cover 3 for a one-play touchdown. For this one-play touchdown, you will need tight end apprentice. In regs, it'll be the 49ers, Chiefs, and Eagles that have that ability. In Ultimate Team, I think Finley gets it at this time of recording. But I've tried it with comeback routes. It's really not as effective, and it's a lot more difficult pass to throw, especially someone like Jimmy Garoppolo will not be able to make it. Probably Josh Allen and Mahomes are on the list of that throw, but the adjustments for it are you're going to put A on a corner route. So corner route, D-pad to the right. You're going to use those extra hot routes you get. Make sure you don't smart route it. A lot of people think that the deeper corner route might be a little bit better, but it actually isn't. And pretty much what you're going to do is you're throwing it to JJ Nelson. So I actually like to go ahead smart route the post route. It's going to make it more shallow. It's going to actually open it up a lot more rather than leaving it deeper. A lot of people think the deeper post routes are better. They're actually not. And then with these two players, you could really do whatever you want. My go-to adjustment is just be on a slant, Y on a zig, something like this. And then I want you guys to take a look at that outside third on the right. He's going to get just wide open. We're going to roll out, and he's going to fall down right there. You see him fall down, get a wide open pass on the sideline. But I'm going to actually go in the instant replay, show you guys what happens there. And I'm not even sure why this is, because you would think the shorter corner route doesn't even pull him down, because he stops his route right here. And at this point, if he moves back, it's a pick. But for whatever reason, he stops his route, and then the cornerback on the right actually goes ahead, goes down. And again, the overall on this cornerback doesn't matter. I've seen 99 cornerbacks do this against the Patriots. But look, it's just going to completely open him up. And if this is a deeper post route, he's around right here. That free safety is easily making a play, but you just pass it to the right. You don't have to worry about the corner. And it is a wide open pass. I'll show it one more time here. A on a corner route. Y on either an out, a flat, or a zig. I'll just show an out here, and then B on a slant. Go ahead, block your running back. Make sure you smart out X. Your player will look like this. You snap the ball. And then, again, rolling out, I feel like is a big thing you want to do. But even with Jimmy Garoppolo's low throw power, we're able to make that pass. Throw power is a little bit of an issue earlier in the year, but this is still one of those one-play touchdowns where there's so much separation. Pretty much any QB should be able to make that pass. So that was cover 3. Anyways, let's hop into our next play, inside switch. Now, this is a good play against man coverage. I'll show that after I just go over it briefly in zone. But really, you have a post route, you have a corner route, and you have this little spot in the flat. So with this, what I like to do is smart out X, and then I actually like to go ahead and throw Y on a slant route. Again, this will be the same setup for man and zone, but what you'll do is just motion Samuel over. Player will look like this, and again, make sure you keep this table route. You're blocking your tight end. What I could do is I could throw A on an out route, and then I could also just block Coleman, but I like this table route a little bit better, just because it's not deeper, and it will just get open a little bit more. And again, you want to motion snap Samuel, so if you miss it, you're kind of messed up. But again, just motion back over, it'll look like this. You got the post, you got the slant, you got the flat, and you got the other flat. Again, you can always check down to your flat routes if they're not playing man coverage or if they're not double flatting, which is always nice because flat routes in this game with a faster receiver are a walking, 10-yard pickup. Again, here's a look at the setup. You'll motion him over. Make sure you smart out X, but pretty much all you're doing is you're blocking A and you're slanting Y. Again, he'll pick. Look at this post route, get right in between the zones. Very great there. Nothing is going to really be able to cover that except a user man coverage will get burnt by it. I'll show you that in a little. But again, the slant route will also beat the man coverage or zone coverage in a low ball sense. So right here, I'm just going to step up, low ball it. It's going to be very difficult for that to be defended by pretty much any zone. But again, you can check down to your flats. I could also go like this if I want to. Block my running back, throw A on the out route in this particular instance. But again, really, you can lowball that post route and it's going to be wide open against cover 2 and cover 3. Anyways, I'll hop into man coverage now, go over a couple of other setups. All right, here I am in man coverage now. I am going against the computer, so I'm not going to be able to do too many backside adjustments, but it is still man coverage and it still will be decent. Cover 1 robber to be exact. But here we are, inside switch. I already showed it against zone coverage. I'm going to be running the same exact setup I did against zone or man, so if they happen to be in man when you think they're in zone, you're still going to be good to go. Again, here's a look at the setup. Smart out X, put Y on a slant, block your tight end. Very easy setup, and this is one that you can actually quick snap as well. So you're going to motion Debo over, and look at that. Slant's wide open, post route wide open. 2 routes that will be completely open, and you don't have to wait for them to cross the numbers or be on the sideline for this to be a completed ball. If your worry is that they have curl flats on the field to defend that post route, it will not make a difference because I can just lowball this in between the numbers very effectively. Again, I'll throw the slant route now. And obviously doing this motion will free up the slant route a little bit more. You just got to wait. Look at the 3-rec hook, play it very well. I don't know how that was a back foot throw, but I guess it was. And again, typically you want to throw this little route a little bit earlier. The 3-rec hook does a pretty good job of defending it, actually. The good thing is online, nobody's really running cover 1 stock. They are turning that 3-rec into a zone, but look at that. I could just throw it right there. Easy completion. The 3-rec again does a really good job of reading that and defending it, but again, like I mentioned, in online, it really will not be defended that well. And if you actually have tight end apprentice, you could just throw 2 posts on the field and it will be, pretty effective. What I would do is maybe put Y on an option, and then I would just streak Y or do whatever I want, or I would put my running back on an option, excuse me. But here you have 2 post routes. And again, if they ever forget that adjustment on the right side, they will have to pay the price for it. But again, just a very overall great play against the man coverage. Moving on, we got this X spot play. X spot, known for that quick breaking corner out you see against tight end corner. That's look at that play art. But here, X spot, you got this little fast breaking corner out. So what you do is first things first, you're going to smart out Y. Then what I like to do is put X on a streak and B actually on a slant route. So it's going to look like this. You can also smart route A if you want, so that he's just breaking a little bit deeper. For some reason the player shows him shorter, but he is going deeper. So here's a look at the player. You got a clear, you got a slant, and then you have this little option route with the tight end. And then you obviously have your streak, your clear out. But what I like to do is just motion Raheem Mostert out. And look at that, slant route's going to get wide open with the little bit of motion that you do. And then the corner out will also be open. It's pretty much picking what he's going to use her. Now in this instance, I'm really not going to be able to throw this past the Kittle because the 3-rec hook will defend it very effectively, which is unfortunate, but that route will also beat man coverage if there's no yellows in the middle of the field. A lot of times they will either use the slant or this corner out. Look at the separation you get right there. Kind of a weird animation, but able to get wide open. You see it. And anyways, let's just move on to our last play against man coverage. I'm going to give you guys a PA boot over man coverage setup. What I like to do here is throw B on a little out route, and then I can either throw X on an out route or B. It doesn't really make too big of a difference. Typically, I like to throw B on it, but again, it doesn't matter. What you'll do is you will just motion them over, put A on a streak, B on a slant. Looks like this. You have a crossing route and a slant route. Again, the crossing route, very good against man coverage, as well as the slant route. Another variation of that you could do is you could throw A on a post route if you have it, and then you could pretty much run this stock with a post route. Very effective. You got a drag. That's going to be well against man coverage. Also, the post route is going to cook it, but again, you still have setups that beat man coverage without a tight end apprentice if you don't have that ability accessible to you. But again, dollar, boom, you can easily run the ball, pick up a ton of yardage. Even if it is just 5 yards, it's still, you saw I just had the worst stick work on planet Earth, and I was able to pick up a touchdown. So inside zone's very good. Make sure you mix that in a lot. But that's going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more content. Let me know in the comments what videos you would like to see next, and peace. I'm out of here.